Hello, welcome to HJR Garage. I'm Henry and I've been restoring this MGB now for quite a few months. In the last episode, we got the whole car painted in primer, a really big achievement. And in this episode, we get it painted in top coat. Now in this episode, there's a lot of sanding, blocking, etc. But then it gets really exciting. Sit back, relax and enjoy me prepping this car and then getting the final colour on it. And I think you'll be surprised by which colour I actually chose. So, as you can see, the whole car is in primer. So we had really good success last episode. It looks really, really good, especially all in one colour. It just makes the whole thing seem, really close to being finished now. Well, the paintwork anyway. So today we're going to block sand the whole car using guide coat and things to make sure we've got every little bit, and then we're going to re-dedust the garage, get it back in there, tape everything up and hopefully spray the top coat. And I'm hoping you guys like the colour. So I'm not going to waste any time, I'm just going to go straight into block sanding this car down. As you could see there, I gave the car just an initial block down. Basically the final coat of primer I did, I think the nozzle was slightly blocked. I realised looking back at some of the footage that I didn't put the filter in the actual spray cup itself. So I think over time that nozzle just got a little bit blocked and it kind of sprayed a mist on the last coat, so it was a bit grainy almost. So all I've done there is just take that kind of top last coat of primer I did back to flat again, if you like, which it is now. I just need to now wipe the panel down with panel wipes and things, and then I can spray my guide coat and start properly blocking it down. So unfortunately, I'm once again being defeated by the weather. It's kind of really fine, almost mist rain, but it's now starting to clog up my sanding pads and stuff. So obviously this carport's open at one side, so that moisture's just getting in. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to get it back in the garage and get the garage dusty, and then figure out what to do about that afterwards. It's very frustrating. I'll try and get as much of this dust off as possible here, and then we'll get it in the garage. How very frustrating. Right, the car's back in the garage, so I'll give you a quick update of what I'm doing. So you can see that's pretty much good now. So I'll just clean your lens because you're a bit dusty. Just this bit here. Now I can't feel that, but it's where the primer went on slightly strangely. So probably going to need another lot of blocking back that. This is now wet, as you can tell. It's gone all pasty and horrible. So I'm just going to have to let that dry, unfortunately, before I do anything else. Yeah, it's really difficult to restore a car in this time of year, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm on a night shift tonight anyway, so I'll let this dry overnight, or at least get rid of some of that paste that's formed with the sand and dust. And then we'll crack on with it again in a few days' time after I finish my night shift, I think. So yeah, I'll see you there. Hello, I'm back in the garage. So it is incredibly windy today. It's like 70, 80 mile an hour winds outside. So I've got the garage door shut and I'm literally just going to get on with block sanding, guide coats until I get this car smooth. So it might take me a few days, but I'm going to just put you on some time lapses and you can see the process. And then once I'm done, we should be ready to start prepping for paint, and I'll catch up with you again then. So that was all day of sanding, guide coats and sanding and guide coats and sanding, and yeah. But I think this is 99% sanded down now. Yeah, so I've got a few bits around the front to do because I didn't back the car in far enough. So it was a bit awkward. So I need to do a little bit on the front valance. But then we just need to get the car back outside again tomorrow. Give it a good wash, an actual wash with water and stuff, and then get it back in. Well, saying that, I need to de-dust the garage because it's so windy today that I can't actually get the dust out the door. It just keeps blowing back in. So I need to, yeah, get rid of all the dust in here. Then we can probably, Saturday today, do all that tomorrow, mask everything up. I reckon on Monday, we should be good to go with spraying the top coat. All will be revealed about what colour I have picked for this MGB. I also want to just rub down underneath the bonnet and rub down underneath the boot because I was going to leave that until I did the engine bay and the interior, but whilst I got all the paint prep there and stuff, I might as well just do underneath the boot and underneath the bonnet. I'll show you a few issues that I've got that I need to sort out tomorrow as well. So there's a few places like there and there, and a few other places down the car where I've sanded through back to the metal again. So I've got some etch primer on the way. You can see there, look. So I need to just spray those up with a bit of etch primer before we do the top coat. So I'll see you in the morning to carry on with all this paint prep, and then hopefully by the end of this episode, or well, no, definitely by the end of this episode, we'll have a top coat painted on this car. Good morning. So just had another look over the car. It's actually looking really, really nice now. Definitely pretty much there, ready to paint. So my primer came yesterday, just after I sort of signed off with you guys. So I did the, touched up the little bits of bare metal with a bit of etch primer, acid etch primer. So that looks all good. So the plan today is to just rough up the underneath of the bonnet and the underneath of the boot. Finish up a little bit of prep on the front valance. Then I need to get the car outside on the patio and give it a proper wash. And whilst it's drying, I can clean out the garage again. Try and get rid of all this dust so that hopefully tomorrow we can paint. Well, that's the plan anyway. So I'm just going to start, getting on with stuff again. So, as you can probably tell, I'm not as bothered about the inside of the boot and the inside of the bonnet. The bonnet's going to have sound deadening on the inside anyway when I finish, so I just need it to be the same colour. I'm not that bothered if it's perfect, to be honest. But I did a bit of prep on it, and I ended up painting the whole of the inside of the bonnet in primer just because there was so many little speckles of bare metal and stuff after I sanded. So I was just doing the edges, and I thought, you know what, I'll just do the whole thing. So that was just rattle can sprayed in etch primer. The boot, I just protected the bits that were bare metal. So yeah, we'll let that dry off a bit. I need to wait for my car charges to charge because I let it run out of battery. Once all that's done, I can grab the car outside and start washing it down. Well, actually first we can prep some of this front valance, can't we, whilst we're waiting. So I last did that with a original Mini and an MG Midget, and it was a lot easier. So I managed to get the car over there, so I've got a space to walk all the way around it and give it a really good clean and stuff, which is good. But Archie's come to say, wherever he's gone. Archie! It's been a while since you've been on the channel, isn't it? You've not been very well, have you? Fighting fit again now. Fighting fit again now, aren't you? Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, so you can see just all this dust and stuff just needs to be cleaned off it. So I'm going to jet wash under the arches and stuff as well, around the back, underneath, just to try and get some of that grub off for when I do axle modifications and stuff. But for the paint, just all these seams that have gathered dust and things just need to be all clean. I'll open the bonnet and do underneath these seams as well. Yeah, just having it there on the patio just gives me a lot more room to walk around it and give a clean. Right, just clean you up. Right, that is washed, and it's amazing what a little wash does. Obviously that's not going to have got everything off. I'll have to still go over the panel wipes and the tack rags and everything to get it perfect, but it's definitely helped. I've even managed to, I know some of you were screaming at the screen when I was jet washing the inside of the car. However, there's really nothing to damage in there. Everything's out apart from carpet that's going to be going in the bin anyway. So yeah, it looks really good. I'll show you around the car a little bit. So I realised that although I've been working on this for a long time, there's quite a few of you that won't have seen all the bits and bobs that I've done on it. So obviously these are new in the back here. Repaired all the inner wheel arches. That's all you can see really, because the rest of the work was done inside the arch. All these rear quarters are new. New sills, new front wings. All the box section inside the front wings is new. Yeah, all that you can see in there. I did a repair panel, some of which have gone rusty that I'll have to deal with when the engine's out. But floor pans, I replaced a good section of those on both sides. But yeah, it's looking good. I gave the inside of the boot at the back a good clean, so that's looking a lot better. See, the car's looking a lot better now. I'm looking forward to get this interior sorted. I've not decided what to do with it yet, but I still need to dry bits off because I got everything wet. Part of me thinks it's a shame to get rid of this engine because it's so original. And everything works on it, so it is a shame, but someone else, I'm sure, whose engine's gone, would make good use of that. So now it's time to move on to that mess and clean all the dust out, which I probably should have done first because I don't really want to get the car dusty again, but yeah, we'll try. Right, well, it's still very, very stormy at the moment, so it started raining, obviously. So I had to get the MG inside because I didn't want it to get re-soaking wet because it was already nearly dry. So that's back in the garage. Now this time, well, I've also, whilst you've been away, cleaned all the garage back up again. De-dusted it and stuff, well, as best I could anyway, without putting new plastic down and stuff. Which in hindsight I probably should do, but I've not got it and I'm not going to go to the shops and get it. So we are where we are. This time I'm going to jack the car up for when I paint it. Just because I realised last time I didn't do that and it was very difficult to get to the sills and things. So I'm going to jack the car back up as high as I can get it, which should help me paint it, shouldn't it? So yeah, I'm going to do that now. So the car's all jacked up, which is good. We'll see how I get on tomorrow. I need to mask everything up, clean the car several times, all that stuff again that I did on the last episode, but this time for the top coat. De-dust the garage even more, probably actually dampen the floors down this time before I paint. But I've definitely run out of steam for today, so I think we're going to carry on trying to get everything done tomorrow. So I will see you all bright and early in the morning to get going on all the proper paint preparation. Good morning. So I've been a little bit busy this morning before I've said hello to you. I've just got the booth set up with the extraction fan and the inlet. So yeah, I'm just going to try and give the car a clean now, then tape it up and then see what time we're left with and hopefully paint today. But if we can't, it'll be a few days' time, unfortunately. But I really, really want to get it done today. The conditions are really good. The wind's not as bad. It's slightly warmer. So if I can do it today, I want to. So yeah, I'm just going to get going with all this prep for the paint. So just taping everything up, masking it, and hopefully we can get going with it. Right, I really dislike masking off. It's a pain, a proper pain in the arse. But never mind, it's done now to the best of my ability. So I need to now clean the car again a few times, then get dressed up, clean the car again, and then start mixing paint and do all that type of stuff. And we should be able to get this painted today, which would be amazing. So I know I've not been talking to the camera much. I just wanted to get this done because I'm running out of time basically, and I don't want to rush it, but I do want to get it done. So I'm gonna go and get a drink, go and chill out for 10 minutes, and then start all the prepping on the bodywork, just cleaning it all up and stuff. Right, I'm all dressed up, and I need to, well, I'm going to do it a slightly strange way. There's some bigger bits of dust on the car, so I'm going to tack rag the whole car, which is like a sticky cloth, to get the bigger bits up. Then I'm going to panel wipe, then I'll tack rag again. So I'm going to get on with that now. Right then, the car is pretty much prepped now. So I need to do one final tack before I paint. I'm going to get all my paint and stuff all poured out and ready to go before I do that. So join me to do that now. Right, so I'm going to try mix this paint up. So this paint is 2 to 1 to 1. So 2 parts paint, 1 part hardener, 1 part thinners. So we're going to try and do that now. So last time this didn't really work, so I didn't include it in the video, but this cup, there you go, 2 to 1. So basically I fill the paint up there, harden up to there, and then up to 10% thinners. Don't know if you can see that. But I need to mix my paint and everything up first, so we'll start with that. Obviously this is now where you get to see what colour I've chose. Might not be a surprise, but I'm keeping it British Racing Green. But it's going darker than it would have been originally. I think that's a pretty nice colour. What do you think? So I'm going to mix up 4 pots of this. Now it's going to be quite hard to pour. So this is just 2K direct to gloss, no lacquer required. You just use it with standard thinners and 2K hardener. That's it. So this has a likelihood of going absolutely everywhere. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Oh dear. Well, I've just wasted quite a bit of that. Try a little bit of a different tactic with the next one. A change of gloves might be in order. Just while I clean this up, I'll just explain what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do all the seams. So inside the boot inside itself, around the window, inside of the bonnet, all the seams around the bonnet, all of the seams on the doors, etc. on the first pass. And then I'm going to do the second pass with doing that again, but then moving straight on to the rest of the bodywork. So the seams will have had 2 coats, and I'll start the first coat after the second coat of the seams, if you like. Now, you should be able to do 2 coats in this. The first coat being a dry coat, the second coat being your wet finishing coat. Now, I might do a third. It depends how it looks, essentially. If I feel like a third will help it and it will thicken the paint up, I'll do it. Now, I might need some more paint, but for now, I'm going to put the lid back on. Get it out of the way because I've not got much space to work it. So time to add the hardener. Now to add 10% thinners, sorry. So yeah, this is just standard thinners, the same things you'd use to clean your paintbrushes and stuff with. I'm going to mix these up. Before I actually put it in the gun, I need to turn my compressor on. Right, my compressor's all set up, so that's good. So mix this paint one final time, just to filter out any big bits. And then we're good to go unpainted, which is daunting. I hope I've done all the prep right. I've done it to the best of my ability. So if it turns out crap, then at least I tried. So yeah, let's get this paint in the gun and we will try our best to make this car presentable. Right then, I'm going to turn you around so you can see what I'm doing. Wish me luck. Right, that looks nice and clean now, so test the gun out on a piece of paper on the wall and then just go for it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So the garage electric's tripped, obviously, because that was planned. So yeah, try again now. I've turned the heaters off, so hopefully that works. So a dry coat first. Okay, we're ready to go again. One more on the seams, then close them and go straight into the rest of the car. just touched the plastic sheet in, so I don't know how that's going to go. Right, first pass on the actual car now. We'll start at the bottom and work my way up.
Right, it's looking pretty good. There's obviously some dust and specks in it that I can't do anything about. As you saw, my extract definitely isn't working with the proper paint compared to what it was with the primer. If I ever do this again, I'm going to have to get another one of those extracts at a minimum. You can hardly see what you're doing. Even my hair and everything is covered in paint. The bottoms of my shoes, it's really hard to even move around because I'm sticking to the floor. Yeah, just some things I really didn't expect. Yeah, some debris on the roof and one fisheye. Really annoying. Hopefully I can polish some of it out, we'll see. Right, everywhere on the car now is tacky to touch, not wet, so it's definitely time for me to start the other coat. This is the wet coat, so it's going to be even more clouds of smoke, so I've left the garage door open a crack just to hopefully help out getting some of that out. Right, I need to get out of here because I'm gassing myself. But I think it doesn't need another coat.
So I think I know why it ended up getting very steamy in there with the paint, because look at that, that's rock solid now. And it's sucked in on itself, so yeah, in hindsight, one filter like that isn't good enough. Wow, what a interesting day. Ran into a few problems during that paint job. One of which, I put plastic flooring down. As soon as the plastic flooring got paint on it, it became incredibly sticky. So then I was like having to lift my feet up low to try and get it off the plastic sheeting. And the process of doing that then threw dust everywhere. The paint job is not perfect. I am happy with it. I think it looks good. It's not a professional paint job, but it looks good. There are some runs on the coach lines. Again, I couldn't see when I was spraying properly, so I was kind of guessing. But it's glossy, really glossy, and it's smooth, and actually is very presentable. I'm happy with it. But I need to wait for it to cure. Well, the data sheet says at least 6 hours and before 24 hours to polish it. I'm not sure about that. When I was speaking to the guy in the shop, because I questioned it, he said, no, leave it as long as possible to cut and polish it. So I'll decide on that overnight. But yeah, a few bits of dirt, a few runs, but everything's the same colour, and there was no massive catastrophes. So I'm happy. And for a garage paint job, I think it looked pretty good. So you can see, pretty glossy, pretty good. But even just being here now, there's some of that's just dust that'll come off. But obviously it's dry to touch now. But in general, it's good. The roof is good. There's just, if I zoom in, you see those little speckles of dirt and stuff in it. You can just see there's some little dimples in it and stuff, but generally, it's only when you get really close that you can see that. When it's already got a bit of orange peel here, you can just see in the light. Obviously didn't get enough paint on that bit on one of the coats. But again, it should all polish back to a better standard. It won't be perfect. I won't be able to polish it perfect, but it'll definitely be better. You can see the reflection in the lights. I mean, it's pretty good. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'm really happy with the results, but yeah, let me know what you think. I've set up a Buy Me a Coffee page, so if you want to support the channel, the link will be in the description. Any amount, small or big, is very much appreciated, but if not, just a subscribe, a comment and a like will do just fine. I might have a week or so off at some point, but not next week, because I want to get this car polished and outside and looking really good. So that'll be next week's episode. So I'm rambling on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you like what I've done with the car. I'm not 100% happy with it, but I'm happy enough. It's good. It was a lot of effort. Do I think I'll do it again? Probably not. Probably won't try and paint my car myself in this garage again. Not until I've got some better equipment and better, basically the dust. I need more space and I need to be able to keep the dust down. But you can only really do that in a paint booth. So yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.